Okay, we're on the north side of the house. This is the main load center. I have emergency disconnect, which is good. This is the dead front cover plate. What we're noticing here is it's not labeled. There are no labels. We have two breakers inside of here, a 30 and a 25 amp breaker. One or both of these are undersized, and probably one. This probably goes to the smaller condensing unit. This probably goes to the larger condensing unit, and then I'm going to have a little speech about that in an upcoming video. But you can have nuisance trips because this was not wired and fused properly. We do have our protective covers over L1 and L2. That's a good thing. Our main neutral coming in is wrapped. That's a good thing. But our one breaker is undersized, and our breakers are not labeled, and we do not have a bonding location notice posted inside of this cabinet. This is our meter, below grade, sliding pole, good, sealed, good. We've got 200 amps, 240 volts, 60 hertz. Okay, so moving on along, this is the north side. So we're going to move along into the north side of the garage interior wall. This is the second panel. This is the second load center. And we come across here. This is our second garage. Okay, wait a minute. I know I can find some other things. I'm a finder. This is, I had it covered up. This is our grounding rod. They're 8-foot rods. They're supposed to be buried 8 feet. They're not supposed to be buried 7 foot 6 inches. Okay? And every once in a while I like to take a little pull on these things. So our grounding rod is not properly buried. Looks like it's in there pretty good. Is it? Why are you turning? Why can I turn you? That's interesting. We'll come back and play with that a little bit more. I have a special outtakes video. Alright, but our grounding rod is not properly buried. Undersized breaker. Breakers are not labeled. Bonding location is not labeled. Coming in here, we're supposed to have 2 grounds within 6 feet. That's what caught me onto the grounding rod. And for the grounding rod that's not properly buried, this is the U for UFER. Okay? This is the second rod within 6 feet. It goes into the foundation, and we are properly grounded, acceptably grounded. No bonding location. No bonding location. Now L1 and L2 are not currently required to be covered inside of here, so this is fine. So we're coming on along. What do we have here? Drywall screws. Now the manufacturers either have an illustration of a nail, and these are not nails, or they have, some specifications on some screws. These are screws, but these are drywall screws. Drywall screws are very brittle. Drywall screws break. If this structure was to experience a tornado, for example, something like that, okay, well, you've already got a bad day. I get that. But, with these drywall screws, these will just pop out like a pimple. The box will be laying out here. Otherwise, you got a chance that it might be attached to some structure, some lumber. You got something holding it in place so it just doesn't fly out. And now you got this live energized box that's flopping all over the floor that the electricians, the first responders have to step over to come in and try and, save your life or do you some good. So there's that thing. Now inside of here, this is GFCI for the clothes dryer. All right. Your range is also supposed to be GFCI protected. It's supposed to have a lockout on it, and it does have a lockout. That's a good thing that it has a lockout. It's supposed to be a lockout and a GFCI. We do not have a GFCI on our range. So, and our labeling. Check this out. Well, there's an energy guy inside right now. Maybe we'll have an energy label later. But as of this moment, there's his truck right there. He's got the blower door. He's ready to go. He's ready to do some work. He's gonna see what this house can hold. I'm going to look at some other things. But we do not, at this point, we do not have an energy notice. There's no energy notice. We do see that we've got a sewer camera has been performed on this house. That's a good thing. And but see all this handwriting? It's supposed to be printed. See where it says UL listed? See where it says Eaton? That's printing. This is handwriting. Okay, the National Electrical Code, the International Residential Code, but more importantly, the manufacturer. I didn't wake up this morning wondering how I was going to piss off a builder. I did not do that. But this is all handwriting, and the manufacturer says that it shouldn't be. So this was done wrong. They're supposed to have printed labels. So we've got handwritten breakers. We do not have GFCI on our range. We do not have our bonding location labeled. The second panel was installed with drywall screws. They misspelled Buford. Grounding rod not properly buried. Bonding location not labeled. These breakers not only handwritten, but they're not printed. They're not handwritten. They're not identified. We have an undersized circuit going to the larger condensing unit.